guess what, guys? You are tuned in to WadeDifferent. I am Njie Sabik.
It's your boy Luke, No Skywalker, and today we have not one guest, but we have two guests today. We're doing it every day. We get better. We're doing it big.
Yeah,
we're doing it big.
that's what we do.
So today we invited a guest co-host. We have the lovely Tracy with us. How you doing, Tracy?
Hey.
Welcome to the
Welcome.
WadeDifferent.
I'm feeling WadeDifferent already.
All right, that's the right
Oh,
attitude. And tonight's guest, North Miami Beach's finest.
Ow.
Introduce yourself, young man.
What's good, man? My name is King Hoodie, man. North Miami Beach finest, as you've heard.
Hey,
Yeah.
King Hoodie.
King
All
Hoodie.
right.
Hence the hoodie on the head or no?
Hence the hoodie. I always got
okay.
some kind of headgear.
You got the
you know?
beanie, no
Alright.
hoodie today.
Yeah,
King beanie today.
King
that's
beanie.
what I'm sorry.
King beanie. I might get sued by
Beanie
two other different
Scully.
type of people.
Yeah, they're-
Beanie Siegel, Beanie Man, Beanie everybody.
Right, beanie.
Yeah.
But I thought it was all the same thing. It's not.
No.
Yes, okay.
Not in
all right.
Miami, not in Miami at least.
Okay. Well,
But
gotta
if you
teach
call
me.
this a hoodie, we gonna know where you from.
Yeah,
Oh, don't do me like that. I
exactly.
called it a hoodie, so where am I from?
Are you from the islands? Yes.
Oh, you are? It works.
There we
so
go.
that's
But,
right.
it
okay,
works.
Pretty
that's
solid.
pretty good though.
Pretty
I was
good.
Yeah, I
born
would've-
here,
Yeah.
but my
Oh.
family is Jamaican and African. So yeah, that's pretty dope that you
As
called
in-
that out.
Yeah,
That's
and
super
I
nice.
learned something new. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
If you're
No,
from
yeah.
the islands, you call a beanie a hoodie.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you know what? That is so spontaneous because there's no like actual thing that just happened right now.
Oh, all right. Well,
for
there
sure.
it is.
That is.
I thought it was some
I was
kind of
like,
method here.
oh,
so-
I didn't
Right,
know
we made it look
this.
good, right?
Yeah.
We made it look real good just now.
Man,
The setup, it was the
Teamwork,
setup.
so
It was
nice.
nice.
Yeah,
I like that. I like what's
Yeah.
going on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Okay.
King Hoodie, let's get to know you a little bit. For
Yes.
the people that don't know you, we're just going to take it back really quick, all right?
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Your career, I would say, pretty much started off with a notebook given to you by your sister,
Yes,
correct?
it
Huh? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Notebook.
Let's
yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
So this was in 2011. That's very astute too. That's absolutely how it started.
Wow.
2011.
Yeah.
I was going through like some
Show off.
struggles and stuff like that. And my sister saw me going through like a lot of legal battles and like you know, I was in and out the house and a lot of stuff. So she just said, "Yo, you going through a lot of stuff. Just here, take this notebook and write." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But I was like, "Yo, rapping is hard. I don't know how I'm gonna do it." So I wrote a verse and I came back the next day and I spit it for her and her friends. She's like, "Oh, that's dope." She's like, "I never told you to rap though. I just gave you the notebook to write your feelings like a journal." I
Right.
was like, "Oh, okay, cool." She said, "Yeah, but you know,
Go with it.
And then I just never stopped. I was like, "Okay, well, I can do it now." You know, and that was 2011. So
Right. That's what's
Oh,
up.
wow.
9 years ago.
Now, let me ask you, why do you think that you leaned more towards music? Because, I mean, you could have wrote a book. You could have wrote anything
Poetry.
in that. Why,
Yeah.
why do you think you lean towards rapping?
I don't know, to be completely honest with you. But at the time, like my sister, she's extremely creative. You know what I'm saying? To this day, she's always been outgoing. She's always been like the center of attention in every room. She's like wild, you know. And all her friends, they were all very different and crazy, kind of like Pharrell, N.E.R.D. or Tiana Taylor back in the day.
Yes.
So they all kind of were involved in me. We were just listening to music. First, we was just smoking weed heavy, and we just listening to music every day, every song that dropped. So I just assumed naturally because of all the music things that we were doing leading up to that, that's what was
That's
expected.
what she was inferring.
You know what I'm
to,
saying?
yeah.
But when she told me she wasn't, I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, well, okay, cool." You know? But I never stopped. I just found it to be like really just something I wanted to do. Once I realized I could do it all day, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do this forever." Then.
Do you think that comes to you like that naturally? Because just like how you said, we had that moment and that came naturally. For you to get that notebook and it just
Yeah.
naturally comes to you that this is what you want to do with it. Has everything on your journey just come to you that way? Or have you had...
No, I wouldn't say. I wish it was that easy. No, everything feels like a decision that had to be made and had to be made over and over and over again for a very long time. You know, and I still have to make it. But now it's a lot easier because now it's like muscle memory. So you're gonna keep doing it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym. You don't got to teach him after the first 5 years. You know what I'm saying? After that, it's just go for it.
Becomes a routine.
Yeah, but he has to keep going to the gym though. Like he still got to make the decision every day to
Damn.
go to
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah,
you know?
I learned that lesson looking at The Rock. Have you seen The Rock? You guys seen his workout?
Yeah.
Like he's a beast. Like he's But you sometimes you look at these guys and you're like, man, he's so big. He doesn't have to go every day.
Exactly.
Not-
He doesn't
but-
have to eat
Not
that
only that,
thing.
but
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
are you trying to get bigger? Like, is that even
Like,
possible?
you know what I
Like, you know what I
mean?
mean?
It's
He's trying to maintain.
But I was
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
say, but
Main-
he doesn't get any
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
It's to
Once
you
you're
know.
on that
Maintain.
journey, you got to keep it up. That's the thing about it.
So what keeps you motivated then?
What keeps me motivated?
Yeah, to stay
make the
on that.
decision.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm not where I want to be just yet, you know, I know that I want to get to the point where I can say something and the world can hear it. You know, we live in a time right now that that's possible, but until it's completely possible for me and the people that I came with, plus I got a lot of people who depend on me. You know, I feel like for a long time I've like made my group believe, like, yo, bro, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I got to tell them on a regular, like, it's gonna work. Just even though it don't seem like it's gonna work right now, you know, it seems like we in a bad spot. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. After you say that to people for so long, it becomes like, yo, that now I can't give up even if I wanted to.
Even if you
'Cause
wanted
I got
to.
these people in the room that I haven't been lying to you this whole time. Like I got to make it work now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of one of the really good things about expressing yourself to people and making a promise to somebody like, yo, I am going to get you that house. I'm going to get you that car. I'm going to get you that. You know what I'm saying? We are going to get it, you know? And that's kind of what keeps me motivated. Every time I go and link with my people, the fact that I can't give you the opportunity I promised I was going to give you 5 years ago yet says, okay, well, it's going to be now. I'm going to give it to you now.
For sure. Now, you say a lot of people depend on you. Is there anyone that you depend on? Is there anybody that keeps you going, keeps you pushing and supports you?
My team, that same team. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cycle. You know, like if we all a team here, you should be able to depend on me to go and do what I do, and then I should be able to do the same to you, like depend on you. Every time I see you, it should be like, yo, you lean on me, I lean on you, and that's what a team. You know what I'm saying? Like one hand wash the other, that's the team, you know?
Full circle, that's what's up.
Absolutely.
You know, I have a question, right? So I don't know, I would be really nervous, you know, performing my stuff in front of people. How, and your sister's one thing, right? Because
your family.
Come on. But when you did it in front of your friends, like how was their reaction?
It was nerve-wracking in the beginning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Everything I'm doing right now, man, I used to be so terrified to do. Like people who know me from when I was smaller can't even fathom. They just assume that, okay, whatever. But they don't even fathom it. Like I used to be terrified of everything.
Wow.
Like, when I was a kid, like terrified of everything. I used to be so nervous to speak. I used to be so socially awkward. I used to be just bad, like doubt-filled everything, you know? And it was just really nerve-wracking for me, though. But I just think it's so funny. Everything I do now that's so good was all the things that I was so bad at. Like, you know, you're okay at certain things and you're good at certain things, and then you're terrible at certain things. Everything I do now was in that bottom level of just you're terrible at it. I can't even talk to you guys in the room, much less perform and bare my soul and scream and jump around and expect you to accept me. You know what I'm saying? So it was nerve-wracking.
I just think that's so important for people to hear, because sometimes some people are in a shell and they do have that creative juice in them and they're so afraid and they're like, you know what, it's not going to happen for me. I'm just too scared. But to hear that, you know, you had those moments where you were really afraid and you stepped out, and here you are 9 years later like, yo, what's up? What's next?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still scared every day.
I was just going to ask, because I love the quote, feel. So, oh my gosh, let me try again.
You got it.
Feel the fear, but do it anyway. So, like you said today, you're still nervous or afraid when you're going to do what? Perform, write a song, go on tour. Like, I mean, you have to just like let that fear.
Yeah, you gotta feel it.
Like drive you as well, right?
Yeah,
it's
I feel
a part of the process.
Yeah,
I feel it.
I think if you believe in what you're doing, sometimes you just gotta jump in with the sharks and just that's how you become your best self.
Yeah,
you know,
I actually use it like to tell me what to do now. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before I would stay away from it. Like, no, that's painful. I don't want to do it. Let's not do it because it's painful. That's my body telling me it's wrong. When something hurts, it's my body telling me don't do that. If I throw up after eating something, it's my body telling me. But I'm realizing now, like, no, that's not really the case all the time. You know what I'm saying? Going to the gym is a perfect example. You have to rip your muscle in order for it to grow. You got to push your body to the point of you about to pass out. You got to put enormous strain and tension in order to, like, you know?
It's a great analogy.
Listen, I want to keep going. This is getting really, really interesting, but I want to take a break. We good?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, then on that note, guys, we'll be right back. Oh, there we go.
Keeping it jazzy.
You see what I'm saying? That's cute. I like it. All right, guys, and we are back. You're tuned in to the WadeDifferent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With our two lovely guests here.
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Tracy.
Okay. I really need to know some very non-musical things about you.
Yes. Let's get into the real.
Very specifically, food.
Yes.
I'd like to know a lot about what you eat and why you eat it, what you don't eat and why you don't eat it.
Okay.
So we'll leave it broad and then we can bring it in.
You definitely seem like a fitness type of guy.
I know, his skin looks awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Do
you do on your regimen. I'm telling you.
I wash my face.
Okay, that's solid.
Important.
No, like,
say it again. Say it again.
Think, like,
what do you mean?
I wash my face with
but
soap
people
and
don't
water.
wash their face?
No, it's true. And people don't moisturize either.
How many times do people wash their face?
Mm-hmm.
No, I wash my face every time I wash my hands. And I wash my hands a lot because we touch a lot of stuff. So right before I came here, I use the bathroom, wash my hands, wash my face. Every time I buy a sink, I'm going to wash my hands and most likely wash my face.
Just with any old kind of soap?
Just soap and water, yeah. I mean,
and
as long as
do you carry a moisturizer?
Nothing like that.
So you naturally,
right? You see the glow too.
Yeah, I'm like,
okay, all right. It's okay.
It's
wait,
the lighting.
I'm
it's the lighting.
I'm sorry.
It's
you
not
guys
the lighting.
Are glowing.
We
You ladies
digressed.
are
No,
glowing.
don't do it.
That's makeup.
Good looking desk right now.
That's makeup.
Here.
Come on now.
But I know we digress so quickly from food, but food does play a part in our skin.
Yeah, it does.
And so, in addition to what you eat, don't eat, do you also drink a lot of water?
I do. I feel like I drink a lot of water. I mean, I attempt to drink a lot of water. I don't consciously, subconsciously drink a lot. So I try to consciously drink a lot of water. Like, but I don't eat meat, so that's one thing.
You don't eat meat?
Yeah, I don't eat meat. So I stopped.
No chicken? What does meat mean?
Meat is like, initially I cut out red meat in 2017, and that was just steaks, burgers, no ham.
Steaks?
No, none of that, which is surprising, dog, because if you would have known me leading up to 2017, that's all I ate. Every kind of Philly cheesesteak, every kind of Western bacon barbecue burger you could get on your hands. It was so fire, right?
It's okay.
No, I went to New York, and a friend of mine's, he was just telling me, like, yo, he changed his diet and he feels so good.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I feel so good. I wake up with the sun. Oh my God. I'm like, yo, you talking about you amazing. You transform. Okay, I want to experience it.
Yeah.
So the first month I stopped eating meat, I actually got sick that first month. Like my body.
Yeah, didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was not feeling it. But after that, I introduced chicken back into it, but I stopped eating red meat. And then earlier this year, I stopped eating chicken. So I stay away from all that meat except for fish now. So I still eat some fish and seafood and stuff.
It's almost like a form of training that you have to do to be able to maintain that.
Did you also increase like fruits and vegetables and maybe like legumes and grains and whatnot?
Yes. I don't have all the science behind it. Like I wish I did, so I could know what to eat. Like
there.
I got some homies that eat like quinoa and
I do
kale
enjoy quinoa.
and this and that, and I don't know the science. I don't know about carbs and calories.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know that, but I just know I stopped eating meat, so I feel like that's already on the right foot. I eat everything else though. I eat rice, beans, mashed potatoes, and this, that, and the third.
It sounds expensive though.
It's to be honest.
I've heard that people who don't eat meat save a lot of money. Yeah, I've heard it.
Really?
Yeah.
A majority of those people who don't eat meat, like you come to the conclusion that you got to make your own food. Like you have to prepare for yourself because everything else is so accessible. So you have to find a place, and it's different. You're right, it can be, but I think it's a better alternative. Like I wanted to feel it. Like nobody could sit here and tell me that there is something I can do to better my life, and I'm not gonna attempt it.
Try to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
speaking of, what's going on with you now? Your music.
It's incredible right now. You know, I'm in
your life.
Look at that smile.
I love life, man. Life is good for me right now.
Life is good.
Life is good, man. You really can't, It's really
no
good.
complaints.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the Billboard in New York, right?
Thank you. Yeah, we just found out about
single?
that. Yeah, last night.
Yeah, what club said?
Yeah, I was like, snap it out.
I know.
I
was kind of late.
Okay.
We could do it in tandem. We could just we just make it work.
Snap.
You know.
Now let me ask you, because I've heard a lot of your music, and you don't have the typical Miami sound per se, as one would say. Miami has its own sound. When somebody's from Miami, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's
what
worked?
You said?
Bass booty music.
Bass booty music.
Bass
That's
music.
the first
I
time
did not know that.
BBM, bass booty music.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
first time I heard that.
Music.
Do you think that works for you or against you as far as getting heard in such a city, party city, or as you say, bass booty music city?
That's a really good question. No one's ever asked me that. But I do say I believe it works against me to some people who specifically feel like you have to make a certain type of music for me to listen to you. Even whether you're from Miami or not, you could be from Alabama. And if you only listen to like, 8-Ball and MJG and I don't sound like them, then you might not like me.
Right, right.
So I think it's like situational. Every situation is different. Every person is different.
It's more about what they want to hear.
But I will say this, I do feel like since me and the people who make music like me are such a small demographic in Miami, it is more difficult. Like I've said it a couple of times, I know that if I would have been in a different city, I probably would have elevated a little further, faster, because a lot of people here have a set mindset, especially like when it comes to radio. Like if you go to Atlanta, they're breaking artists out there left and right. Just on the radio, saying, well, I'm going to play you on the radio, just because you're from here, this is going to be good for the ecosystem and infrastructure of my city. So I'm going to bring that. I'm going to make a millionaire of you, a millionaire of you, a million. And where do I think that money's going to go if y'all live here, from here, and eat here, and we broke y'all? But a lot of people in Miami are so scared to take a chance. They just want to do top 40s hits. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't got
You're
nothing
just so profound.
DJs.
It's so interesting to me. Just the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. Just the angle in which you've chosen to do your music, just stand out to be different. I don't know. It's just something so special, and that's pretty dope.
Thank you
it's
so
pretty
much.
dope. You know, I wish we can ask more questions. I wish we can stay here all day, as we can.
Yeah.
Usually we ask, you know, people to freestyle, but I don't want to do that today. I think you have such a message in you that, you know, you can give someone an encouraging word, and I would prefer that you did that, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
You know, because it's a young guy out here that's looking at you that wants to do the same thing that you're doing, but he doesn't have that encouragement, you know.
Maybe
Hey, here go hometown now. Yeah, give him a notebook, you know.
Yeah.
What is it that you want to tell him so he don't give up?
Something I would tell you so that you won't give up, man, is to more than believe in yourself, man, take it to the next level in everything that you do. You know, believe in yourself to a crazy point where you really don't care, because nothing is stopping you. You might think that if your car is messed up, or if your house is messed up, or your people don't believe in you, or your neighborhood ain't with it, or Miami doesn't like your type of music, you can't make it. Though I'm on a billboard in Times Square right now. I just came back from Swing in the morning. We just did a crazy thing. We about to go on tour. Like, a lot of incredible things, and I'm from that same situation you from. Yeah. I'm from North Miami Beach, and you've never seen anybody from North Miami Beach do anything. You know what I'm saying? So you could do it. It don't matter where you from, or what your family look like, or what you look like, or what you sound like. If you believe in yourself, do it, no matter what it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And especially if it's music, then, yo, take me as an example. If I could do anything, then you could do everything. Yeah. You know? So I'll say that.
Come on, right, King.
Okay.
There it is.
Born with a word here.
I believe in myself more now.
I know.
Way different.
Well, all right, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining us here today.
You.
Tracy, you're dope, girl.
Yeah, kill it.
Yes.
Crushing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, on that note, we are about to be out, but you already know, listen, if you heard it around the world, you probably heard it here first.
Right here.
That's right.
Right
here on the WadeDifferent. All right, guys, I'm Njie Sabik.
And it's Luke No Skywalker.
Hey, Tracy Union.
All right, and King
Hoodie.
There it is.
Hey.
You got that voice.
You know.
Oh, sorry.
There it is.